States are looking at ways to improve soil health, and with years of severe drought, California producers are looking for any way they can maintain water through conservation practices. Carlos Suarez with the USDA Natural Resource Conservation Service says farmers keeping moisture they get in their soil is important.
With those principles of building more infiltration on the soil, that's going to help us prevent that water, the little water that we have, from evaporating.
The USDA says healthy soil holds water. Reducing tillage and keeping plant residue on the fields are two ways to keep that healthy. That keeps in nutrients and shields soils from the wind and sun that could rob its moisture. Farmers there look at it as a way of protection. Farmer Scott Park in California has used the practices to help his tomato transplants. He says his soil has great water retention.
I've gone 32 days without having to turn water on, so that's just a great example of building up the soil and having the soil save you headaches, water use, and or expenses. And it's a healthier plant as it's developing a good root system on its own.
Yesterday, corn wasn't looking too great, and some key contracts were knocked down, according to Alan Brugler with Brugler Marketing and Management in Omaha. He adds the weekly Energy Information Administration report had ethanol grind and inventory down.
We were getting down to what would be normally seen as chart support, so I'm a little concerned that if the spec funds, the computer-based funds, don't want to buy it here, that we'll see a deeper correction down around 419 on the December. Technically, we had a failure to take out the previous high, what we call nobody home. That's usually a bearish sign. Weather forecasts are basically seen as a little more favorable to crop conditions here, not so much in Indiana and Ohio, of course, they're getting pounded with rain, but here in the western Corn Belt where the bigger acreage is. The technicians are trading both sides of the thing. Cattle market had been under quite a bit of pressure on the wholesale beef prices. Exports have been slow. The beef production year to date's down, but we've been having trouble moving the product since the 4th of July. Longer term, we're still fighting an uphill battle here with increasing supplies of the competing meats. The hogs are the ones that are expanding. Slaughter continues to be well above a year ago. The pork cutouts normally would be rising here in July due to reduced supplies, but because we're still killing more hogs, we're seeing a little pressure on the hogs as well.
This week, the USDA proposed a new way to improve access to groceries for homebound seniors and people with disabilities who are participants of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP. The Ag Department wants to let grocery purchasing and delivery service run by government and nonprofits to accept SNAP benefits as payment. They say this gives those who cannot shop for food a way to still get groceries. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack says home delivery is an important step to help more vulnerable people. Nationally, 42% of eligible elderly individuals participate in SNAP compared to 83% of all people who are eligible. We put stories up every day. Check out WHOTV.com. Click News, then Agribusiness.